welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast that make you go, they made how many of those? And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Helly
and
AI Tyler Hymanson.
Oh shit! Oh no! I thought he was dead.
I'm glad they decided to age your AI.
Yes, they aged. Yeah, indeed.
That's a good point.
That bothered me the whole movie. Anyways,
someone who applied to Carnegie Mellon looked at it and said it was pretty good.
Yeah, looks right. Anyways, we are here with our first check-in of the year, talking about Scream 7. We're all the way to number 7.
Number 7. And if you're tuning in so that you can figure out how all the storylines that were carried over through 1 through 6 into 7, wrong podcast, because we recorded our Scream episodes a long while ago. But
I just remember some of it.
Yeah.
I tried to do a refresh because there were some things that I was like, what? Did some Wikipediaing.
Who's that again?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's exciting for us. You know, we've been talking about the Cutting Edge series, and it's fun to take a little break to dive back into a franchise we've covered previously.
Stabbing Edge.
The Stabbing Edge, yeah. Excuse me, sorry. Anyways, before we get too much further into things, Eliz, where can people reach out?
Send us your emails to sequelrights@gmail.com or find us on Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And if you want a little refresher on what was happening in the Scream universe, Past Us has you covered. We went through all the ins and outs. And go back and listen to those episodes. We had a lot of fun with Scream, and we're all very excited to talk about this one.
We've actually been doing, this is like our second check-in,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
nuts.
Because Scream 6 was the first time we did an actual check-in. Weren't we leading up to the original, like, Scream reboot?
Yes.
With the
we were leading up to the 2022? Oh my God.
I think so.
And
then we did a check-in for 6, and now we're doing a check-in for 7.
Oh my gosh.
Time is what? Yeah.
We're so old.
What is
Yes.
That's like, I feel as old as Sidney Prescott.
That's right.
Yeah. With one less safe house.
Yeah.
Probably.
I know, right? Hey, how do you know? My tiny ass apartment may have a safe room that I've never revealed.
Do you think that Panic Room would have been a better movie if Jodie Foster just immediately got out of the Panic Room? And
I
went
was
into the
disappointed
walls?
in the use of the Panic Room.
know
Anyways.
We should say as well, if you haven't noticed already, we're going to just dive right in probably with spoilers on this. So
Yes, this movie literally just came out.
If you haven't had a chance to see it, what are you doing? Apparently, it was a huge hit this weekend, so you probably did see it.
Use your AMC A-list and your popcorn pass and bring your pumpkin spice popcorn seasoning that I'm sure all normal people have.
Yeah.
No. No, thank you.
Yeah, normies, get out there.
All right, let's get into it with Scream 7.
This is it.
Can't believe we're staying at the Psycho Killer B&B.
Oh, that's so cool. It's a motion detector.
Hello?
Hello, Sydney. Did you miss me? Nice little town you found. You and your pretty daughter. Reminds me of where we grew up.
Well, you sure know a lot about me for another asshole hiding behind a voice changer.
Oh, I'm not hiding, Sydney. Not this time.
Down to the end.
I had to leave in a little Conjuring moment in there with the audio. All right, Scream 7. Woo! What a rocky road it was to get to this movie. I mean, if you know, well, I don't know how much people follow all this stuff, but there was lots of changes behind the scenes going into this movie. Melissa Barrera was unceremoniously fired from it for her comments about Gaza. And then the directors Radio Silence, who I believe are set to direct The Mummy 4 next, right?
Something, yeah.
I think that's right. They dropped out. And then Christopher Landon, who did Happy Death Day, was supposed to direct it, which was very exciting news. And then he dropped out because he was getting death threats. And now here we are.
Well, and Jenna Ortega.
Oh, yeah. Jenna
decided
Ortega
not to come
also
back.
dropped out.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
More people dropped out. And she, originally said it was just for scheduling, but then it turned out like, no, it was because Melissa Barrera was.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for reasons on how to feel about the Netflix Paramount merger or the Paramount Warner Brothers merger, you can look into the saga of this, and I feel like that there's some of that the thing that we resulted in leads to a grim future.
It's tough. There are a lot of people, called to like boycott this movie and stuff. But first of all, I don't think it's gonna make any difference.
It didn't,
No,
it
correct.
didn't,
Second
it didn't
of
make
all,
any difference.
Kevin Williamson and all the other, I guess maybe I'm like too much on the other side now, but all those other people, they just want to make a damn movie. And they were like, this happened with this actress. We can't do anything about it. The studio is dictating, who we can and can't have, which sucks. But at the same time, what are we going to do? Cancel the movie and get rid of the thousands of jobs? Like, I don't know.
And they own the franchise, so it's not like that this is
Right.
going anywhere else. It's like, you want a great movie or not?
So.
Well, and they were able to get Neve Campbell to come back after she did not do the sixth one due to, apparently her offer,
Salary.
Her offer was not good.
Yeah.
They were trying to, undercut her there. But she came back for this one. And Kevin Williamson is directing for the first time in the franchise. So writing and directing. Yeah. So there you go. Lots of stuff. And like you said, there was lots of fervor on the internet about this movie, that it should fail and blah, 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 blah. And here we are, the week, the Monday after it had like the highest opening of any of the films.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. Well, highest opening weekend of any of the screen.
And to clarify,
Not
I think that we all of us at Sequel Rights think that movie studios should not be able to bar stars or crush franchises due to their political beliefs.
Yeah.
That's a very bad thing.
Well,
to
unless
happen.
it's somebody that I don't like.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Then it's fine. Okay.
Eels and I have often talked about the Expendables version of canceled people that Woody Allen
Oh my
directs
God.
and Kevin
Oh my
Spacey
God.
stars in.
That's true.
And for some reason, that we have Tar in there.
Oh, yeah, Lydia Tarr.
Lydia Tarr.
She's going to do the
is
music.
part of it.
Honestly, that's going to be coming out on Paramount.
Yeah.
They got a lot of work to do the 30 movies a year.
But
right?
at that same point, this is Zach point two. All of that stuff is true. Also, a movie was made, and we're fans of that as well. So that's why we're here talking about it.
Yeah.
I always want more movies,
Always
especially
want more.
sequels. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Don't come to us crying about you want original films.
Yeah. So it's unclear how much, if any, of this was an idea that was for whatever the movie was going to be before, but it seems like they just completely started over.
Yeah.
Because this movie, like, not only is Neve Campbell back, it's like she's like the full on main character again. Like, it's not like even that Scream 5 or whatever, it was like she was kind of there, you know, like, oh, I'm back for this part of the movie. But no, this one, like, she's the main character. Her daughter is not even really the main character. Like,
She's around whining about stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
And then, they got the characters from the last two movies that still had, their options for the third film or whatever.
I mean, that,
So
you
here
can
they
tell
are.
their heart wasn't in it.
Here
And
they
this
are.
is essentially a cameo, like, hey, we're here.
Yeah. And then they get like quasi killed, but then not really. Yeah,
Well, that happened to them the
Yeah,
last
every
time
single
as
one.
well.
True.
They
That's
get
true.
taken off the board, but they don't get killed because everybody loves them. They're
Yeah,
like
I
the
mean-
funniest characters left because they're the Seth Green.
Yes.
Yeah.
To me,
Jamie
that
Kennedy.
is a trope that I love. like continue. Let Mason Gooden get stabbed
Oh,
in
yeah,
every
sorry.
movie.
I said Seth Green
said
and Jamie
Seth Green,
Kennedy.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Let Mason Gooden get stabbed in every movie and then be fine.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm fine with that.
It's so funny that there was one part where he was like walking, he was like, "Ugh, I really don't want to get stabbed tonight, but I guess it's probably going to happen. Like,
Yeah. They're still pretty funny in this.
they are
film.
pretty
Yeah.
funny, but yeah, obviously they're not really there for anything.
Well, and they were enjoyable enough in this movie that made me mad that I was watching the movie that I was watching because I
Right.
want to watch their movie.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually they'll be considered big enough to like take over for sure. Well, we've got all sorts of next generational things happening now.
So, Sidney Prescott's now living in a town called Pine Grove, Indiana, I think.
Oh, Indiana.
It's that same set in Atlanta that everybody uses now.
Yeah. She owns and operates a Little Latte. A Little Latte.
I thought that
a
was
cafe called Little Latte.
I thought that was a really dumb name for a coffee shop. It annoyed me.
Do you think it's because she was a little late in getting to New York?
She wasn't there.
You might be the first person to actually mention it though on mic.
Oh,
so
true. Yes.
Maybe you should explain.
Yes. So this movie makes a ridiculous amount
It's a little insane.
Mention that Sydney was not in the last movie and did not go to New York for this, to the point where that made is actually the motivations for the killers.
It's literally the whole movie is about that. But when you think about it too, it really made no sense for her to go to New York.
Yeah,
Even
what
it would have
show
made no
up?
sense. Like, yes, okay, Gail and Dewey were there, but Gail lived. No, wait, Dewey's already dead.
Dewey's dead. Dewey's
Gail lived there at the time. I mean, that's a stupid like plot device, but like. She lived there, so what? Sidney's gonna come just to like support Gail? They're like barely friends, as we see in this movie. Like,
yeah, it doesn't make sense. I the first time they brought it up, I was like, oh, that's cool. They're kind of like still trying to connect the other movies, but then like they kept every scene. Some new character was like, oh, that's weird that you weren't. Remember, you weren't there in New York. And
remember when we had those delicious chicken sandwiches? Oh, that's right, you weren't in New York.
Yeah, you weren't there. It was weird that you weren't in New York and all that crazy stuff. What do you think about it? It's like, oh
it's
why?
This is like one of those things where you like don't go on the trip with your friends or you miss a school trip or something, and then it's the only thing people talk about for like the rest of time. I think I'm pretty much over it now, but for many years it was like I didn't go to Italy with the band because I had no money, and so I spent the summer working instead of going to Italy for no reason. And all anybody talked about for the next like 5 or 6 years was this Italy trip.
Oh my God, Italy.
Yeah, so
here we are.
Oh, it's so fun. So and so did this on the trip, and this person got so drunk, and this person made out with this person. I'm like, oh my God, I know. Anyways,
shut up about it.
But yeah, they give her a lot of crap about it, but it's not just that she didn't go to New York. They make it a thing that she like completely went like off the grid. She like left public life completely because she had written a book or something, and then because she didn't go to New York, or coincidentally, they kind of make it seem like she was also like, I'm just tired of being in the public eye or whatever.
Which should be fine.
Yeah, come on. Like she's lived through enough.
Was that her book agent like someone funny that got killed? I can't remember. Probably. I just remember she was trying to like get this book out there.
I have another part about that of like people to not remember, but I guess before we start jumping around down that rabbit hole, let's talk about how this movie starts.
Oh yeah, okay. So we always have a cold open type.
Yes.
And I don't know if these people are really as famous as Drew Barrymore or Sarah Michelle Gellar. Or
you mean the kid from American Vandal?
I totally didn't recognize them at all.
I mean, I recognize that guy. I don't know what from. I've seen him and stuff, but. The girl, she's apparently, you will know her if you watch like all those Taylor Sheridan shows. But she's also the twin sister of Cassie, who won quote unquote Colton's season of The Bachelor, and was engaged to him, and then he's been in the news. Yeah, he's been in the news recently because he went quite far in a flashy way in The Traitors, and people were mad that he hasn't been canceled for the stalking allegations. Well, and because like I think it's really like just that he hasn't apologized for it. He just keeps saying that was a dark time in my past, where it's like, dude, just say you're sorry. Say you're sorry. I mean, you're gay now. Who cares?
Which, to the point of on the Traitors reunion show, Lisa Rinna calls him out on it specifically, and he says the exact same thing.
Wow, somebody's been watching the Traitors. Oh, okay.
I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she called his ass out, and it was really awkward because I don't think hostage is really the same thing as stalking. It was quite a stretch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he just needs to be like, yeah, I messed up and I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, but he just will never say it. I don't know, his PR people are not letting him or something, but he was quite good on the Traitors for a while, but then I don't know.
I mean, pretty good play by Rob to get him killed, but Speaking of traitors,
Yeah.
this movie kind of plays out like this movie gets obsessed with the game of who's the killer in a way that I feel like it's too cute for its own good.
Well, that's always been Mindy's thing.
Yes.
I was just,
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny that he kept cutting her off, the brother.
Yeah.
But it was also disappointing because I was like, let her cook. Okay. Like, I want to hear the references. Okay. But she didn't, he kept being like, here's how you would stop.
because this movie is so much more about like blatant misdirection and showing things off in a way that's not interesting to me.
Yeah, but they've always been kind of, ever since the first one, they're always like, it's her boyfriend.
Yeah,
like, you know, and then they've had to find ways to not make it her boyfriend every time since.
It was kind of like, you know, each new actor that came in, I was like, okay, the recognizable one is probably someone recognized. So I was like, is it McKenna Grace?
Yeah.
No,
that
killed.
would've been funny.
She gets killed pretty quick. It's like,
I liked her fairy princess song.
Indeed.
That was so funny.
yeah, what was that? It was like some weird,
It was like a
Peter Pan ripoff.
knockoff. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to actually be Peter Pan because they were calling the dog Fluffy, and obviously she wasn't doing like Tinkerbell stuff.
Yeah,
but
that was
yeah,
funny.
I think the play was literally called like Fairy Princess according to the posters.
Once upon a pan.
But yeah, these two people in the beginning are going to this like Airbnb.
Yeah, which is like, I think
Murder
there are
house.
real
Yeah, there are.
Airbnbs like that, right? I don't think you can go to the Conjuring one yet, but you can go. Can you go to any murder houses
I'm sure you
as
can.
Airbnbs?
Probably.
But you can definitely go to movie houses. So this was also like, because the Airbnb is themed toward the real murders and the stab movies in
So was
canon.
was this his actual house?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was what I was a little bit confused about, like, or if it was like a recreation, because it looked like it was out in the middle of nowhere, and I can't remember.
No, it was his
Yeah.
house was always like,
I
it wasn't
think
middle
you're
of
right,
nowhere, but it wasn't like near other houses. It was like up on a hill kind
Yeah,
of thing.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if really it was the same house, but it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, the house it's very museumy, has all sorts of things, and then it has a bunch of stuff from like the Stab movies.
Stab memorabilia.
Yeah.
And there's even a guy who calls you to do the horror movie game.
Right,
Which is
right.
pretty fun.
Yeah. But things.
Did you know all the answers to those questions?
I did not.
I did not
but
know
I
the
did,
people under
I
the
did know.
stairs
I
one.
did
The
know
last one, I was
Friday
like,
the 13th one. Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, trick question. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one I did know. But yeah, then pretty quickly it turns out that actual Ghostface is there. And there's
Okay,
some
what do you
good-
think about the motion sensing thing? Like, if you went to an Airbnb that had that, would you?
I think I would have also
I'd be like,
freaked out.
nope, I'd unplug it.
Yeah, I would have freaked out too. Also, like, it doesn't really. Like, when did that switch happen? Like, it doesn't really make sense.
And then also knowing we'll get to who the killers are, but knowing what the killers are, it's just like, why is this even happening? It's I get why.
Well, yeah.
But like, why are they toying with these people? Because like they're just trying to like.
I
make
think
a
they
scene.
wanted to make it seem like he was still alive, so they
yeah,
had to stage a murder.
it was a stew thing.
Stu.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the whole thing is that the killers are pretending to be Stu Mocker, Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, and doing a pretty good job. Of
Yeah.
pretending to be him.
Yeah.
Who's a worse actor, Matthew Lillard or the AI Matthew Lillard or Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, probably still Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stu is literally like video calling her.
Yeah.
And he's like out in the town in real places.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Go at your daughter's school. Hey.
And I did like, I liked this to a point, I guess. I did kind of like that they were like, there's no fucking way that's him. And then like at one point they're kind of like, maybe it
Yeah, they're like, wait a
is.
minute, there was no autopsy? Like,
Maybe
there was no, yeah.
maybe it's him. I don't know. They started to believe. They go to this like mental hospital, and the guy there's like, oh yeah, that's John Doe or whatever. He's been here for years, and I thought that was kind of.
We should get another like Ethan Embry. It's like okay.
Yeah. I see you. Yeah.
I actually couldn't remember if Anna Camp had been in a previous movie when she was there. When they're talking about like, what about everything that you went through? And I was like, was she in like 4?
They do seem like I had that feeling too. Like they seem like they're like old friends or something.
Yeah.
They've been next door neighbors for we don't know how long, but
Much like on the popular show The Burbs.
speaking of people who are famous and so you instantly suspect them, Joel McHale is now married to Sydney. And in Scream 6, somebody asked her like, how are Mark and the kids? And so everybody was like, oh my God, she married Patrick Dempsey. Like, what? Yeah.
Different Mark.
It's a different guy also named Mark, also a police officer. Sadly.
And
which I thought was a clever way to get around it. Because, yeah, I mean, guys named Mark are a dime a dozen out there.
True,
but
sure. I like Joel McHale.
Yeah, he was pretty funny.
I was ahead of time convinced that he might be the killer, but it's pretty early on proven that he was not.
Well, also I was like kind of confused because I actually had completely forgotten that Patrick Dempsey's name was Mark.
Yeah.
Until I looked it up later, and so I was sort of like, is he like her stepdad and the two younger kids are his? And like, did she get divorced from Patrick Dempsey? Like, what happened here? And then I kind of then didn't think about it so much anymore. And then, then I looked it up and was like, oh, it's just a different guy named Mark. So she was married to this guy during Scream 5.
Oh, yeah. She randomly has 2 other kids that are like at their grandparents' house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well check in on them right now.
Oh!
With a video call.
Child star check, and then child star check in. They're a child star, and we're checking in now.
So yes, they have 2 other kids that are staying with grandma for the week just because this movie was like, we want to have her have other kids in case we need them later, but we really don't want to have people running after children. The killer running after little kids.
They're leaving out the film The Visit.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Oh my God. Oh, M. Night. Anyway, so they're I couldn't even tell this from the video call, but it's 2 girls.
Sure.
Their names are Emma and Rebecca Evans. And the 2 actors are sisters in real life, but I don't think they're twins because one looks a bit older. Mm-hmm. So Maggie Toomey, who is Emma, the older sister, she's been in a bunch of shows, The Chicagos and Law and Order Organized Crime. Oh. And then the younger sister, Annabelle, are you guys up on The Pit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So spoilers for The Pit if you're not watching it. But Annabelle Toomey was the patient Kylie Connors in season 2 of The Pit early on, and she was the little girl that Santos very rightfully, I have to say, was very, very convinced was being molested by her dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this girl peed out dark blood and was not at all alarmed. And everyone was like, whoa.
Yeah, or at least being beaten heavily by
Yes.
him. Yeah.
And it turns out that she just had a rare autoimmune disorder.
Yes.
She was the zebra, as they were calling it.
Yeah.
So, that's her.
Crazy.
But I didn't even recognize her in the Scream.
Well, they were on screen for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. And so, they did notably cast child actors. I didn't just use like somebody's kids. So maybe there is some plan for these people in the future, or they'll just recast them or Yeah, who knows? But they are there, and that's it. And those are the only kids in the movie.
Yeah.
Because all the other people who are playing teenagers in this movie are like 28, 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the old days, as they should be.
Yes.
Even McKenna Grace is like 26 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's getting old. Ghostface starts killing people pretty quick.
Yeah. McKenna Grace dies almost
I
immediately.
mean, obviously we have the cold open, but like then, we settle into the Pine Grove story and things start popping off pretty quick. Yeah, the poor guy running the crane or whatever gets killed.
Yeah, that was unfair.
And then McKenna Grace. Oh, we should talk about like these kills are like pretty gory.
Wait, McKenna Grace, like, didn't you see her at Lollapalooza or something?
Yeah, because she performed there.
Yeah, I missed it, but
and then we saw her around.
So that's probably her really singing the Fairy Princess song.
Well, and she has a song in the credits.
Okay.
With Ice Nine Kills, she's like featured.
Oh my God, this song is so fucking funny. I was like, Justin, does he need to make a song this?
I didn't even listen. I didn't hear it.
There's also that like Don Toliver creeping song.
Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah. Okay. So yes. Well, first she gets thrown around a bunch by the wires.
Yeah.
And then the slicing and dicing is a lot.
You get like full entrails, which is pretty nuts.
Well, and the first guy that gets killed, like slow motion stabbed through his eyes.
Oh yeah, that was wild. That was back
really,
at the house. Yeah,
really gross too. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Some terrible horrific stuff.
Yeah, and that girl fell off the stairs and landed right on the knife, and then he burned her for no reason.
That
She
was
was
kind-
like,
that was
She
kind of
said she
hilarious.
didn't want it.
yeah.
That was
He's like, he didn't hear that though. Like, yeah. Or she, Anna Camp, whoever was in there.
I do like that they continue the tradition of Ghostface just getting the shit kicked out of them
Yeah.
Being
no
fine.
matter what, and now it's funny to be like, that was Anna Camp getting kicked in the face.
There
she has
definitely always is more than one though. I feel
Yeah.
like it's been ages since it was like one person.
And this time there was 3?
I think
Yep.
no.
Carl,
Oh,
The
yeah,
one,
yeah,
the one
yeah,
guy
yeah.
that gets hit by
Ethan
car.
Embry.
And
Anna
then
Camp.
I forgot about him.
Because
No, I think Carl is Ethan Embry. I think the first guy.
Carl
was the mental patient that was in the
Yeah,
coffee
and
shop,
he-
and then they kill him.
Yeah, he dies.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
But that's not Ethan Embry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The the introduction of Gail and Chad and
That was
Mindy
hilarious.
It was pretty good.
really funny. That they just run him over with a car, and I was
What
like,
if it
oh!
had not been like? What if it was like? I guess it wasn't Halloween, but what if it had been a kid in a costume? And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, we just assumed when we drove up. Like,
And I love that guy's just dead.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not like, because every other one they're like, make sure you shoot him in the head, and no one's like, shoot this guy in the head. He just got hit by a car, but shoot him in the head quick.
yeah,
Maybe that'd be.
I thought
Maybe
it was the
overkill,
daughter.
I guess.
Like I thought it was like, nope, it's Gail. Okay.
yeah. The shooting in the head thing. So like. The whole drama between Sydney and her daughters. The daughter's like, you hid everything from me. And Sydney's like, well, just go Google it. Like, I don't want to talk about it.
The most
But,
exhausting plot. line in
Yeah,
this
she
whole
basically
movie.
is like, well, but you could have taught me how to protect myself. And then by halfway through the movie, she's like, yeah, you're probably right. That was dumb of me. Here's the number one thing you need to know. Always shoot them in the head. Like, not just, like, which... Knowing these movies, it makes a lot of sense. That is pretty wise.
It's a good tip, and it's the same tip that they give in Miller's Crossing. She does not follow it. Put one in the brain. And yeah, I find this whole thing is trauma generational? Like, can it be passed on? And Sydney didn't want to talk about things, and so there's this whole thing where like there's a book, and Sydney wrote a book, and the neighbor kid's obsessed with Sydney, and the whole world is talking about how she wasn't in New York, and. Goddamn, if this movie is trying to make the entire plot hinge around, can Sydney teach her daughter to be different or do a different thing here? And at the same time, they have crazy security. Sydney has a gun. She married a cop, all these other things. And it's just like, I'm pretty sure she passed on some of the things. Like, there's no way that they just weren't talking about it.
Come on.
Like, it is wildly inconsistent about what is happening.
She like freaks out when she's wearing that jacket.
When she's wearing the jacket. I know. And then her daughter's like, yeah, I know what the jacket is. Like,
I didn't even barely remember the jacket. I was
Yeah.
like, I could tell it was supposed to be important, but I was like, I guess that must be her jacket from before.
What did you guys think of the extreme reverence for Tatum? That she was like Tatum was my greatest
was the strongest.
friend.
Wasn't
she was
she
the bravest
kind
person
of a
I've-
bitch, as they say.
I was like,
Wasn't she kind of like, not to slut shame anybody, but wasn't she kind of like hoey?
I haven't seen the original.
I don't
in so
remember. I
long.
did remember the garage door, so
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was funny when people kept saying like, she died in a freaking garage door. Like, I can't,
because that's an iconic death. But I was like, was she really like super extreme best friends with her? To the point where she'd be like, I'm gonna name my daughter Tatum because because you're like, she was the strongest person I've ever known.
I mean,
Like,
the way that she
what?
said it too, like if she was just like, oh, as my friend, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It was so melodramatic. I don't know. It was kind of.
It was not great.
What else? I just really want to talk about. I just really need to talk about the while Tyler and I are here sipping on some beer.
Oh yes. Oh god.
We need to talk about the beer.
Oh, my
the
God.
beer tap killing. That I was like, what the fuck is?
Well, first of all, Anna Camp
who
had
did
her boyfriend kill her son. She
Or-
didn't do
or
that
was it
herself. Did she?
She didn't seem to give a shit that he was dead.
I know, that was wild.
Yeah.
It might have been because she had him when she was 15 years old. if we go off the actors' real ages.
Yes.
So.
I found this whole sequence to be infuriating in that. So McKenna Grace was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have a party at my house. Let's go. We're gonna get the party." Then we kill her, so there's no party, and everybody's on lockdown and everything else. And then so one of the friends is like, "My parents own a pizza bar," and so.
Well, this was after Mindy's like, we got to gather all the suspects and do an Agatha Christie on
Yes. Yeah.
Which is so stupid. It's like, bring them to our house, maybe. Like the sheriff's home. Why go to the tavern?
Why sneak out to the tavern?
Yeah.
And so then we get this, like, it's basically like, nah, let's not do the party scene. There's too many extras. Like, can we just get the actors that we've paid for and get them all into a location we could rent for a night?
Yeah. Lock them in.
Probably a couple weeks, but anyway.
I love how there's always like a meat tenderizer around too. Like, what are you tenderizing at a pizza restaurant?
Chicken tenders.
No, they come out of a bag.
They're tenderized.
Yeah, that's what you do with chicken tenders. How do you think they get tendered? Yeah. Come on now.
In the freezer.
On now.
Okay.
That's funny. It was a pizza bar.
It was a pizza bar.
But yeah, they.
I did like that she was just like straight up making pizzas.
Yeah, that was nice. She was a good friend.
It was nice.
Yeah.
She was the strongest person I know
Tatum has ever known. Yeah.
who died from a tiny piece of glass to the neck.
That's right.
That sucked. I liked her because she was the only person of color in the new generation.
Yeah.
But obviously Mindy and Chad are there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't her boyfriend. It was like they kept calling him the creepy guy.
Yeah.
He was creepy.
He was a true crime obsessive guy. But yeah, he gets killed by Ghostface, ? We don't know which one.
Yeah.
It almost makes it seem like the way that Anna Camp was like, I don't give a shit that he died. Like,
Yeah, because he reminds me of his shitty.
I was like,
my
maybe
shitty
she
husband.
did kill him because it's like he gets the most horrifying, like hate-filled death. Like,
Yeah, I think she did.
kind of like brutal for no reason death.
And also, I think physically not possible, right?
No, correct.
No, it was stupid.
Because it went through the.
There's a
tap-
lot of things going through skulls in this movie.
Yeah.
That's not how skulls
The head
work.
of this tap is like a giant spike for some
It's
reason.
like a tower.
Lost
Yeah.
Abbey.
Yeah, and so he gets impaled on that spike, and then the beer comes out his mouth.
Which I don't.
LOL.
But it went through the back of his skull, right? The back of his head.
Yeah.
I think if you did it from under the chin and it went and
The
the tap
tap,
went all the way
yeah.
through the mouth, you could maybe do it. But you would still have to put the tap back.
It just looks so dumb because it was like CG.
It was very CG.
And he was just
Yeah.
like,
But it was a hilarious idea. And the moment his head started getting poked, I was like, oh no,
no.
the beer's going to come out of his mouth.
why?
Well, I was sort of working, like my working theory at this point, because I was like, the AI, I don't know, I didn't like the AI storyline. So I was kind of like, maybe Stu is alive at this point. And he is like, because they mentioned like, we find out this was all fake, but in the psychiatric ward thing, the guy mentions like it was a John Doe who had no memory, and then one day he went crazy and beat up like a teenage girl or a high school girl, and then like got put here, and just recently was let out.
just let him
So
go.
I was when she said that her ex was abusive, the kid's dad, I was like, oh shit, maybe she actually like was somehow with Stu, and then he went crazy and beat her up, and then she had this kid or whatever. But obviously that didn't quite play out. But that was my working theory. What were you guys kind of thinking throughout?
As soon as I saw Ethan Embry, I was like, that motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just like, I couldn't. I eventually was like, yeah, it's probably Anna Camp because like, why is she in this movie?
Yeah.
And she was like kind of not around for a long time, and I was like, okay. But I couldn't figure out who her accomplice was, and I definitely couldn't figure out what the motive was because it didn't make any. I don't
Well,
even,
and just to kill
even
her
when
own
she
kid.
was explaining it,
Once
I'm
the
like, what the
kid
fuck are you talking about?
dies, you're kind of like, well, I guess it can't be her.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It was very.
You would have thought like, yeah, maybe the kid was in on it or something, but he
It
was
seemed like she like before that gets to that point. It seems like she really cares about the kid. She's trying to like make people think he's not
And
so
protect
weird
him and do things.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, I think my favorite scene in this movie is when they run over Carl And then Sydney does the thing that, like, I feel like that actually earns all of the reference that she gets in these movies, is that she runs out to the police barricade and is just kind of like looking at people what they're doing.
Yeah.
And we kind of get like the suspect lineup. There's like a traitor's moment. Of,
Yeah,
like,
the drama coach was there.
Yeah,
The drama
Simon's just
teacher.
there, like, and he's
I
looking
wanted it
like,
to be him because I don't like that guy.
Really? I think he's funny.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
funny.
get sick of him. He was there,
His Aperol
and the
Spritz
creepy
joke was
kid
pretty
was
funny.
there, and I don't know who else. They should have thrown in a few more people, but yeah. Oh boy.
Colonel
I
Mustard.
don't feel that, like, in a lot of these other movies, they've done a good job of being like, oh, this guy left just when the killer came, and then this person
Yeah.
was here. I don't feel like they did as good of a job of that this time around.
Also, important question. What remodel was happening at the house?
Oh my god.
new garage. I don't know.
Second safe room for the
Yeah.
new kids or whatever.
Extra garage space? I have no
It was
idea.
very
It
weird.
was just so you could have a lot of plastic sheets
That's right.
around.
was-
Which plastic
was
sheets are inherently creepy.
That scene went on too
That's
long.
the scene
And
went
then
on
I'm
way
surprised that
too
the
long.
garage door didn't come
There's
back into
somebody
it.
here? No, there's somebody here.
He's like, I guess I better
No.
bend down to turn out the light permanently.
I was glad that he ended up being alive at the end,
Me too.
because I was like, also the entire they go almost the entire movie not knowing that he's been stabbed.
Yeah.
When I was like, wow, he's been stabbed to death, and no one even knows he's dead.
Around like the hour 5 mark, time starts to get really funny in this movie in terms of what's happening and where people are.
Yeah.
I thought they were just gonna forget about him. Honestly, do you guys watch Stranger Things? Did you finish
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
It's talking about that kid's family that's just like locked up in the
Oh,
the
right.
farmhouse
Oh, yeah.
somewhere. Yeah, like, God only knows. And they didn't show them at the end in the flash forward, so
Yeah.
everyone's like,
There's like 30 minutes of the movie where Sydney just was like, fuck it, I don't need a car, and is just running through
I
the
know.
streets.
Oh my god, that was so
Somewhere.
stupid. And
She's
it was
somewhere
literally
in the
just because she
streets.
was mad at Gail. Like there were
Yeah.
cars available to her, but she didn't want to
Yeah.
wait for Gail to come out with the damn keys.
She kind of was like, fuck it, and just started
And
running.
is Gail a bad reporter because she couldn't find Sydney on foot where she stopped running like 5
I
minutes
know.
in?
Oh my god. I did like Mark Consuelo says
Yes.
Robbie Rivers.
That was good.
The reporter feuding with Gail Weathers. And yes, the people always have these like in LA particularly, they always have the like names
Those
that
insane
refer to the
names,
weather
yeah.
and
Yes.
and like we had Johnny Mountain and
Dallas Raines.
Dallas Raines, yeah. And, yeah.
I did like the Gail and Sydney stuff, like their relationship.
Yeah.
I thought that was good, where they're kind of like, Sydney kind of comes to realize like, no, I do. She says like, I don't trust anybody, but then she finally is like, I do trust Gail. Yes. I
But
trust
why?
you.
No, what changed? Like, because she gave her a shitty interview and then like.
I don't know, because she's always been there, and then she felt
Yeah,
bad.
I
She
did-
started feeling
Yes.
really bad about her nerve damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I did enjoy that.
I thought it was a good thing for
'Cause she
Gail's
wasn't in
character
New York,
to have.
okay?
Well, just because yeah, these people like are getting stabbed every single time, and if they're a main character, they're surviving. And I think before Dewey died, he had like a limp or something, right? Yeah, and then
yeah.
for Gail to have this now and trying to be on camera still is kind of like ugh. So
Yeah.
we'll see how long Chad and Mindy appear unscathed.
At this point, there's definitely another movie coming. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about Tatum's shitty boyfriend.
Oh
yet.
yeah, the plastic boy. Speaking of
Who
AI,
who tries his hardest to be like the creepiest guy you could ever imagine.
Yeah, I looked him up and he was something creepy. Oh, he's the anti-Semitic kid that bullied not Steven Spielberg, Sammy
In the
Fableman.
Fableman? Yeah.
He bullied Sammy Fableman.
He would.
Yeah.
That's rude. I like to think that, you know what? I like to think that he was in on it the whole time. Because why the fuck? They never explain. Did they ever explain
Yeah,
why?
he basically said he was trying to recreate it to see if it was possible.
It just doesn't make
Okay, so this is the dumbest thing.
Well, and it
Doesn't
wouldn't be the
make
same
any
exact
sense.
model either.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest
Doesn't
part
make
of
any
this
fucking
because
sense.
there's a part of it where they're like, oh, like he applied to Carnegie Mellon and so like he has AI or whatever else it is. And so when they're all gathered to Agatha Christie out of the fuck out of the suspects, Then the interview that Gail and Sydney do go on the TV, and then they're like, oh, let's leave. And now the twins, knowing that, hey, he's a potential suspect, are just like, yeah, you guys can go off by yourselves. That's fine.
I did like that line that were like, did you notice that like two potential suspects just kind of like dipped out suddenly at the same time?
And then she like opens up his laptop and sees that he's been in front of a green screen, not only testing out the AI models, but then like actually doing like
some of the lines, like I'm gonna kill you.
He's doing the full performance.
It's like, when did he do that though? Because they just barely accused him of it like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's like why?
I was like, why are you doing it? It doesn't make any sense.
Doing that part of it. And so they show all that, and then they also point out this whole thing where like he's looking at it, he's like, if it's a fake, it's a good fake. There's no pixelation. There's blah, blah, blah. And they're even showing that he, this guy who is informed about what this is, was having to do green screen shoots and laptops and blah, blah, blah. The movie takes great pains to go through all that stuff. And then when you find out it's Anna Camp and Ethan Embry, they're just like, yeah, they're just able to do it on their phones, I guess. I don't know.
They're like, yeah, he's got a background in AI. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they say he worked for Google.
Oh, yeah. They purposely call it Google. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
And I do love that, like, this horrible boyfriend, like, you think he's the bad guy, and then he shows up like, what the fuck, you knocked me out, and then he gets stabbed like horribly.
I didn't think he was the bad guy, but I didn't care.
But I did think he was a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to think he was involved, and they just killed him because he was a liability.
But the insane thing about that is that she hits him with a laptop, and then he runs, and then she like sees Ghostface or whatever, and like they're hiding, or everything else that happens, and like nothing has changed. She has hit him with a laptop 10 minutes before, and then he runs, and she, like, now there's Ghostface chasing her, and then he's like, it wasn't me, and she's like, I know. It's like, how do you know?
He's like,
what
I would never hurt you.
What changed?
There's clearly more than one Ghostface already, because it's still there. Anyways,
and then AI, she knows for sure when he gets stabbed.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, okay.
So initially, like the Stu AI, like, whoever did do in canon, whoever did make this AI model of Stu, took the time to really think of, like, when the TV fell on him, what would have happened to his face?
Yeah.
Exactly. And how would he then have aged in the 20 years?
We used all that Google rendering power.
That's right.
Yeah, so they didn't just
plus 30 years.
They didn't just AI him onto somebody. They also aged him and covered his face in scars. Yep. They took the time to imagine this. And the boyfriend, the model that he has, looks exactly the same. So he imagined the same scars as whoever else. Yeah. Then we get this big scene at the end when Stu calls Sydney one last time, somehow on multiple TVs and devices throughout the house.
It was like a planned pre-recorded video.
Yeah.
Like, she's gonna come this way, and then she's gonna turn to the right, and then the TV in the kitchen.
TV shut it off. Yeah. Anyways, and there's been no indication that she has a completely, like, smart house or anything. I mean, she did have the panic room, but yeah. Anyway,
30 TVs.
So then this big AI set piece at the end goes through all of the Scream killers that Sydney experienced. Not the new ones, I guess. There was no Jack Quaid or whatever, because that wasn't really connected to her. Yeah. But it shows. But they don't show.
It was just the people from Scream 3 and
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Yeah.
They don't show her original boyfriend. He didn't come back. Skeet.
But he's been in the previous. What's his name? He was in the previous movies.
It's not Scoot McNairy. It's Skeet Ulrich. Yeah. So he didn't come back, and I don't know if that also they didn't want to bring him back to conjure up Melissa Barrera because that's her dad or whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, he wasn't there. But then they have Matthew Lillard. They have
Laurie Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf. Was she the only killer in that one?
Scott Foley was there too.
I thought Scott Foley was the third one.
Yeah,
no. Laurie Metcalf worked with somebody else.
There was two people.
Maybe the other person died. Anyway, Laurie Metcalf's thing was like what? Her son was.
It was Billy Loomis's mom, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, she was his mom. Okay.
Mama Loomis.
But then there was someone else working with her. I can't remember.
Yeah. And then
Scott Foley was
her brother, which I completely forgot about that. I was like, was he the movie director? Like, I couldn't even remember. And then I looked it up and was like, oh my God, I totally forgot that the story is that her mom was gang raped raped before going
yeah.
to the town, and then that was the child that she had before Sydney, and so he's out to kill her. Like,
It's some
what?
dark stuff.
Yeah, and then they even like have him or somebody say like, we're gonna kill you, like we stabbed your mom in front of you or whatever, the whole thing. And I was like, ooh. But yeah, they took the time to also imagine what an aged up Laurie Metcalf, Scott Foley, and
Dewey.
and then Dewey also, who I guess he lived longer, so you're not doing as much aging. But then that was weird, because then that was like, okay, you show all the killers and then you show Dewey being like, it's my fault, or it's your fault I died, or whatever. Like, it was weird.
I also didn't like that, like, it was like they were going through the Stu Macher house, but it looked like it was like rendered like the seventh guest or something.
Yeah.
You know? It was like Stu was there like, oh, Sydney, you didn't think it would, and then it was like fast forwarding through the house, like, to the next part of the house, and it just didn't look good.
Nope.
And then we get to the big reveal that is Anna Camp and her psychopath friend.
I thought it was like a thing where he thought he was her boyfriend, and she was like, I don't really like you that much.
The more she talked to explain why she was doing this, I was just like, I don't even get this. Like,
yeah.
what?
So she was
mad,
obsessed with Sydney when her book came out, and she started doing all the self-help bullshit. And then when Sydney goes offline completely and retreats from public life, she went crazy, I guess.
But it just doesn't. I don't know.
It's her next door neighbor, though, so it's like she didn't retreat from her life.
Doesn't make sense.
No, I think she moved there.
She must have found her.
Following her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's also one of those things. It's just
It's like she's in your life, so what do you care?
Right.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. It's not a good explanation.
No.
And I did like that Sydney shoots that dude in the head really quick, and then we get a little bit of a fight scene, and then Anna Camp gets brutally shot a million times.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. And it looked really
Anna
gross.
Camp
Her face was like pulp afterwards.
Yeah.
And you can see like her jaw's like hanging off or something.
She has the throwaway line that she's done Pilates, which explains why she's able to kick the ass of a bunch of full-grown men.
God.
Doesn't make any sense. It was like it felt to me just like the least interesting villains we've had in a while.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like that they were chosen not because they were not motivated, not that they was interesting. It was just like, yep, bet you can't guess these because
there's no
logic to it.
Yeah, and there's no one around anymore that would have any like connection to Sydney's life that would be mad at her. It's like
I'm your book publisher, and I want you to write another book.
I was a fangirl, and you helped me kill my husband, and then I went crazy. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I didn't love it.
Maybe they can mend fences or whatever, build bridges again to Melissa Barrera and have them kill each other.
Maybe.
Not in the next 3
at
years.
this point, yeah, I don't think she would. Yeah, I don't know if she would go back. But if they could get her to go back, people might be excited. But
yeah, I mean, people said that on Nev Campbell after.
Apparently, Nev Campbell already has a great idea in mind
for the next one.
That's what Kevin Williamson.
Well, the daughter lives. Joel McHale lives.
Everyone's good.
And then they've got 2 extra spares hanging out at grandma's.
Gail didn't even get attacked in this one.
No, she didn't. She really did not do like the whole end of the movie. She was probably just like, guys, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, you made me do the last one.
Well, yeah,
without
in
Sydney.
New York, she got tossed around to her apartment on a bunch.
Yeah. So
she's tired.
And then she's not even really hunting for a story. They kind of say like, oh, she got fired from the New York channel, so now she's trying to come like back up on a local channel somewhere else or whatever. Yeah. But yeah. I don't know.
Who cares?
She should just not be doing local news anymore, and they should make her into like an insane like
TikTok.
Who's the guy that is making all those movies with the canceled people and the like news thing? Ben Shapiro, like these conservative, like not that she should be conservative, but she should be this kind of like talking head figure who like has like a fan base of people.
She's got a podcast now.
Yeah, she doesn't need a network. People are paying just for her to
Yeah, no, yeah. There's no way that she's not like she's fine. Like there's she should not need a newsroom at this point.
Right. And then Mindy and Chad should be like her producer, social media people. So.
Oh, Creepy Kid was trying to start a podcast.
Yeah, he was.
And I was like,
yeah. I did like how he called her Mrs. Prescott one time, and she was like, it's Mrs. Evans. And he was like, oh.
That's right. Yeah, so that's kind of where it ends. We get some crazy songs in the credits. I also thought the score was real bad.
It was, and when I saw it was Margot Beltrami, I was like, was it?
It was like over the top. I'm like, what is this? I don't know. Yeah,
he's probably tired too. He probably is an army of interns like everybody else.
I thought that this. I mean, we'll get to the rating system, but I thought this movie was just aggressively bland.
I mean, I jumped a couple of times, jump scares, and I mean, I thought that I laughed a lot. Some of the funny deaths, but
what was your audience like?
Lackluster. I was probably being obnoxiously loud laughing, but I can't help it when I'm like,
We went on
a genuine reaction. It's not talking.
We went on Thursday night, and there was one group that was like super enthusiastic, like clapping when Sidney Prescott was on screen the first time. Like,
oh really?
And I feel like they toned it down a little bit because like they were the only ones doing it.
Yeah.
So they kind of like, meh, meh. But I was gonna ask to you guys too because they had some surprise trailers. That were not released yet. And there was a trailer for Scary Movie 6, and the people in my crowd went nuts for that. And they were all like, when it was over, they were like, we're all going to be back here June 15th or whatever it is. Right, guys? Right?
That is a studio plant.
They're like, we'll see everybody in
so
this.
I actually really haven't seen any of the scary movies. I've seen clips, but we've like considered doing it a bunch of times. But as we found with Naked Gun, it is so hard to talk about these parody movies. Like, what do you talk about except just reminisce basically for a while?
Funny?
Yeah, but this trailer looked really funny. I think because now I'm obviously much more well versed and I have seen all these recent horror movies, whereas when Scary Movie came out when we were younger, like I had not seen really much of the things they were referencing. But yeah, it looks funny.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I can't, and it's the Wayans brothers back because they kind of didn't do the last two of them. I think.
Oh really? Okay.
Also, I was going to say, I don't know what trailers you guys all saw, but I do think, like, you were talking about getting jumps during the movie. I think the trailer for The Passenger. Gave us the biggest jump.
Frequent never guessed was...
that scared the shit out of Glory and myself. I also was like,
I have seen a teaser
row.
for that movie a couple times. I did not understand that that's what it was about.
That's
Because
the
the
new-
other teasers when he's in the car and he's like on the phone or something, he's like, "Can I reverse my wish?"
That's
or
a different movie. That's
What?
That's
a different movie,
That's the
yeah.
Obsession movie. That's a different movie, yeah.
What?
It's called Obsession, I think.
I thought that was the same movie.
No, this is different. This is from the guy who did Autopsy of Jane Doe. It's like his next movie.
Yeah.
And this was one that was like only in theaters. They haven't put it up online yet.
Oh, okay.
I love when there's trailers only in theaters.
Yes.
Oh, wait. I know what you're talking about. Oh, I am thinking of the other one.
Yeah, you're thinking of the movie Obsession, I think it's called.
Yeah, where he makes a wish and this girl. But no,
like
the
some
Passenger.
candy.
Yeah, the car thing and the random guy on the road. Yeah, that was
and then
crazy.
it's like one of those jump scares, like he's in the car.
Yeah.
That was so good. It was really good because I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
That trailer right there would have been like a short that I would have made like at my old job, like just that.
Totally, yeah.
So
yeah, good stuff. Well, yeah, I don't know, Tyler. You want to do the rating system? Anyone else have anything else to say?
I don't know.
They used Red Right Hand. They got it in.
They got it in there.
Quite
which I was fine
featured.
with.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you think about? Like, I guess we could talk a little bit about the. Apparently, the teens are listening to pop punk again. Aren't they?
What, the posters and stuff?
No, the music in this movie is kind of
Oh,
crazy.
I didn't really notice anything.
It felt
like it was trying to be.
Well, it felt very Scream. I feel like Scream has a specific like kind of. They haven't really moved out of the same type of music that they use in the original ones. I feel, which is fine. They got a sound. They use Red Right Hand every 3 movies.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought they used it every movie.
Maybe they have used it every movie. There was like this was like. Yeah, then they did like a new version once. This was like the 2011 remaster.
Or I think even if they don't use it, as background
Maybe it's
music,
in the
it'll be like
credits.
somebody will turn the radio on and it'll be like, whoa, like that kind of thing.
Boy, I don't even know what a good rating system. How many burnt private pizzas would you give?
Burnt
private
tavern
pizzas.
pizza.
It's yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna give this one I'm gonna go right down the middle. 5 burnt tavern pizzas. I feel like it was fine. I still had fun. Overall. I do love seeing Nev Campbell. She's always great. Sidney Prescott. I don't think that any of the new characters were really interesting.
I hope I never see them again.
I'm assuming we're going to continue following Tatum. Yeah. I have no idea,
Well, there's a lot of ways they can go.
Yeah.
Because they can stick with Tatum and these other kids and Joel McHale, Sydney. But if Nev Campbell doesn't feel like coming back, or even if she does, they can go back to Mindy and Chad and Gail.
I feel like they should do something smaller and really have Ghostface just terrorize Sydney's family in a house or something. Where it's like the entire family. And they're not like doing all this like we're in this other building and I don't know.
Well, I'm sure the producer doing the budget loves that idea.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? New pitch season 3. Idris Elba's in there as well, and it's Hijack.
Hijack. Oh, there we go. Ghostface hasn't been on a plane
the fact that we
yet.
lost all the Latina characters, like they gotta mix it up again. We still have Chad and Mindy, but they gotta,
They seem, it's sad because it does seem like Chad and Mindy could just disappear and never.
I know.
Because I think there was an original plan for 3 movies for those people, and so that's probably why they're here because they already had it in the contract. Now past this, they're gonna need to probably renegotiate, and that's probably why Gail was there too. It's like a whole thing.
I mean, I think it will just depend on. I mean, this movie made a ton of money, obviously, but it's very ensemble-y, and Nev Campbell gets all the credit. So it will depend really on what happens in Mason Gooding and Jasmine Savoy Brown in their career. If anything, if either of them breaks even bigger, then they could take over and be the main character.
I think Mason Gooding has isn't he in that like movie that last like James Vanderbeek movie that's coming out?
Oh, I have no idea. He's been in a bunch of things.
He's like a evil pastor.
They both have. I mean,
they both have. And I mean,
so
Yellow
good.
Jackets is finally ending,
That's true.
That's going to free her up to do more.
Yeah. Season 4 now in production. I saw it today.
I did too.
Really? Oh man. She's great. I really like both of them.
Yeah, they're really good.
I remember when Love Victor started, and I was like, that guy looks 40. What the hell? Like, why is he? But then I was like, he's so great. Like,
I did, yeah, because I just watched Hard Eyes the other day too, and that was really fun. Yeah, well, another slasher movie that Mason Gooding's in.
Her run on Leftovers is still.
Of course, but that was a while ago now.
It was.
Yeah, he's in a movie. He's in a movie called The Gates that's coming out this year. That's like one of James Vanderbeek's last roles.
Oh.
Is it a major studio film or is it a Christian?
I think it's a studio film.
Well, I guess Angel Studio is a studio, but I don't know.
There's like not a Wikipedia article about it, but
interesting.
Let me see that.
Yeah, we'll see.
What, Eliz? What about you? What did you give a rating already?
Oh no, I didn't. I guess also if what's her name, Isabel May, the daughter, she could also break huge in something, I guess, and then that'll go that way.
That's true.
So yeah, wait and see. But I guess I'll give it a 6. I thought it was fine. I had a decent enough time in the movie theater. I did eat the pumpkin spice popcorn. I'm sorry.
Oh God. I feel like, you know what? I really love pumpkin spice and like peppermint stuff, but like once it gets out of my printer's being a ghost today. So
it sounded like your VCR. I was like, what is your VCR?
I'm recording TV tonight. Once it gets out of that season, I feel like, and I try to go back to it, I'm just like, no, it's not right.
Yeah.
It needs to be like fall time.
I mean, how long have we been recording? Do we have time for a stupid story?
Yeah,
we do.
Go for it.
So basically the AMC popcorn pass, right? Uh-huh. And I know it. Probably anyone listening knows this, but AMC A-list members are famously annoying about talking about these things. So of course you can see 4 movies a week. I mean, come on. Yeah. And then the popcorn pass is $30. You get 50% off popcorn all year long. And if you have the A-list, you also get a free refill every time. And so I paid for this in, when was it? November or October? They started it early. And it goes to the end of this calendar year. Yeah. So you basically got like 3 months free or 2 months free.
Great deal.
And so as a result, if I'm going to a movie, that popcorn has to be a meal substitute. Otherwise, I'm just wasting money. True. Right? Of course. So I was eating the popcorn a lot at the end of the year to the point where I was like, I'm sick of it. I can't eat this anymore. And so I was like, I got to look into the like I did the Reese's Pieces thing one time and I was like, that's too much. It's just so expensive. And so then I was like, I'm going to look at the popcorn like seasonings, right? And I'm like a basic bitch. And so I'm like, ooh, pumpkin spice one on Amazon. I got to get this. And then I also bought like the sampler pack. And so the sampler pack is like these small little bottles that look like spice rack spices that you would have in the old days. And they sell those now actually at the counter at AMC. And some of them. And so it's got like, garlic parmesan and like another butter one, white cheddar, sour cream and onion, kettle corn, salted caramel, and I don't know, one other one. Anyways, it's got like 6 flavors. But I was like, I have to try the pumpkin spice. But if you want to buy, they have some other seasonal flavors. They have a peppermint white chocolate thing. They have like a birthday cake. They have like all these different ones. But the weird ones,
sacrilege to me.
The weird ones that are not in the variety pack, you can only buy them in a 6-pack of large bottles.
Oh, Jesus.
So they're more like the big spice bottles that you have. And so
you
in
have like a
order
lifetime
to
supply.
try it, I had to buy a large 6-pack of pumpkin spice popcorn seasoning.
Oh, God.
And so I did it. And one of the bottles opened in the box for shipping. It didn't waste all of it, but all the bottles were like coated in the seasoning when I opened the box, and so I had to clean them all off. Anyways, long story long. It is good, but you have to put a lot. Actually, all the flavors, you kind of have to put a lot on there, and if you don't have the box, it's really hard to like mix it up nicely, in the tub, and you have to use a lot of the pumpkin spice and. Like the people sitting next to you can like smell it real bad. Actually, a friend and former guest, Shishi, is actually allergic to cinnamon.
Oh,
so
God.
if I had this near her, that would be horrible. But I haven't gone with her to the
Is
theater.
it like a bunch of death chemicals that are in these things?
I don't
Or
know. I didn't even look. I don't want to know. Do you think I want to know?
Pumpkins and spice.
It's got it has like 5 calories. So it's not that bad.
We
but
crushed up a bunch of spice
Yeah.
yeah.
It must
and
flow.
pumpkins.
So, it's good. It's fine. I think the variety pack is obviously preferable. But anyways, I took a bunch of it to watch a movie, and one of the dudes in the group actually liked it so much that I just gave him the bottle. I was
here you
like,
go.
keep this
Yeah.
one. I will.
You're like, I'm putting up the other
Start
ones.
again.
I'm gonna put the other ones up on Buy Nothing or whatever.
No, I'll eat them. I will eat them all. I'm sure it never goes bad.
Yeah,
so-
shelf life of forever.
But I think of all the money I've saved so far.
Just incredible.
True.
Yeah.
I give this 4 burnt pizzas.
All right, you're the lowest. You're the lowest. Does your burnt pizza have pumpkin spice?
I found it bland and I was annoyed.
So you're saying it could have used some more pumpkin spice?
I think so. Yeah.
I actually love pumpkin on a bougie pizza, like
yeah?
a kombucha thing.
I can see that. Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah. All right. Well, you guys down to watch Scream 8 whenever it comes out?
I'll be
Hell
there.
yeah, the Ocho.
I mean, these things coming out at a pretty quick clip at this point. I assume we'll be back in like 3 years talking about the next one.
Yeah, I think you gotta like change something. Have them on
We're
vacation
going back
or
to
something.
Woodsboro.
Yeah. She goes off to college or something, and it happens there. I guess that's what Sydney did too. But yeah.
They're going up to a lake house, and it's happening at a summer camp.
Oh yeah. What if they start doing crossovers?
Oh,
You could
Like
do that.
Scream versus I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh my
I Know What
God.
You Screamed last summer.
don't elevate I Know What You Did Last Summer that far.
I didn't even watch the recent one.
The new one was
I haven't seen any of
not
them,
good.
honestly. But
I think it would be fun.
Did you see the new one?
Which one?
I Know What You Did Last Summer?
No, I didn't.
Oh, good.
I think it would be fun to role reverse this and do the thing where we're excited to watch Ghostface kill people. Like that, like it's people that we like get Ghostface at somewhere where we're excited to see some of these people get stabbed a lot. And then make the motivations be something interesting.
It's like, yeah, at this point, Sydney's had enough.
yeah.
And the next person that brings up anything about her past, she's gonna put on the mask and kill them.
Did you guys? Were you guys afraid of? There's times they talked about Sydney's mental health or other things where, like, there was a moment where she was looking at the security footage in the coffee shop. And there was a moment I was going to be like, there's nobody standing there. It's me.
She's going to see herself on the camera.
Yeah,
and be
I felt like the movie felt like it was moments away from trying to pull that shit.
Yeah. Well, they were going there, I think, with Melissa Barrera's character.
Yeah.
But they obviously fumbled that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'll be down for whatever it is.
Yeah, I'll go.
You know, whatever. Inventive deaths, funny jokes.
Scream Island.
I don't really feel like the movie's parodying anything anymore, really.
All the killers are dead, or did any of them go to prison?
These ones?
They're all dead.
No, did Jack Quaid die or go to prison?
I think everyone died.
What about Dermot Mulroney and his kid or whatever?
I think everyone died.
They all died? Oh, okay.
I feel like they all die.
I don't know. Liv Schreiber's dead, right?
But at this point, it's like, who, they like.
Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Couldn't remember.
yeah. It's like who's around, or what connections can they have to Sydney anymore? There's nothing.
Heather Matarazzo is still out there. Was Mindy and Chad's mom.
Maybe Sydney or Mark's parent, whoever's watching those kids, are going to be like, your kids are a nightmare. They were rude to us all summer, and you just left them with us. Now we're going to don the face.
Yeah.
Ghost face and kill you. I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
Yeah.
That would make about much sense. As much sense as the killers this time around.
They needed Tokyo Drift. You
They
know?
do.
Like a side story?
Yeah. Something that has like no connection seemingly, and then maybe it does at the very end.
Well, I feel like that was their New York.
Yeah, that was the New York thing.
That was like the New York one.
Yeah,
It was like,
you're right.
Ghostface in the city. Yeah.
Cloverfield Project.
Tons of people around. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
10 Woodsboro Lane.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's going to bring us to the end of our conversation on Scream 7. And we're going to be jumping right back into the Cutting Edge next week. You guys excited? Stamp. Cutting Edge Chasing the Dream is up next.
3?
That's the number 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3.
And we're going to have a special guest for you guys. We were in touch with someone who was in the film.
Yeah.
A professional figure skater who was in the film.
No. Former international competitive figure skater.
Well, right.
He was
Well, he was
Yeah.
whatever.
Anyways, he worked on the film, and he is our guest, Kevin Darwish.
Yeah.
He's also a professional drifter.
Yeah.
Car driver.
Again, make that movie Cutting Edge.
Yeah, make it happen.
So
we'll be back talking about the third Cutting Edge next week with a fun interview for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. In the meantime, where can people reach out?
email us at sequelrights@gmail.com or find us on Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
Rate and review wherever you're listening as well. 5 stars helps other people find the show. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Drop us a comment. Any other little engagement widget that the tech overlords have deemed to put on the platform of choice, give it a click. It won't cost you anything. Just give it a click.
Yeah. And, obviously, since AI was such a big part of this film,
yeah.
we just had to include an AI song at the end, like we always do. And you can always find, up on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you guys listen to music. It's there. It's available. Apparently, our songs even get sent to Touch Tunes.
What the hell is Touch Tunes?
If you're ever in a fucking bar and want to play a song.
Oh my God.
Wait, really?
Yes.
So we could go to a bar and put it on?
Apparently.
Put on Snakes in Love?
You know how you can just be sitting in your house and say, I'm at this bar, and turn it on?
Yeah.
You can just fuck around with people and play
Wow.
Anaconda Gonna Get You
Please do that.
on Touch Tunes.
But Justin, where was Sydney during Scream 6?
I don't remember. I feel like if maybe they had told us in the film.
Yeah, like where? Like, was she in it? Was she in New York?
You know what? I remember. They said about 30 times in the movie that she was not in New York. And that is what this song is based upon. It's called Sidney Prescott Was Not in New York. That's the name of the song. And you can enjoy it as this episode closes. And we'll see you guys next time for the Cutting Edge Chasing the Dream.
Bye.
Stood
house burning, opening scene. Fanboys chasing a horror dream. Scott and Madison toast the myth. Ghostface answers, deals them with. Flames go up, title card, boom! Cut to Pine Grove, living room. Sydney's calm, she's off the grid. But guess what line they already slid? After what happened in New York, since you weren't there in New York, we're 5 minutes in and they've hit the fork of reminding us she skipped New York. Coffee shop, small town vibe, Mark in uniform by her side. Every neighbor, every clerk somehow circles back to New York. New York, New York. Sidney Prescott was not in New York. Did you know that she wasn't there? We'll say it again, even if you just don't care. New York, New York. Ghostface killed a bunch of people in New York. But in case you didn't know, Sidney Prescott wasn't there. She was sitting around in her easy chair, far away from New York, just to make sure you understand. Sidney saw Ghostface killing and did not raise her hand. Sidney Prescott was not in New York. Ghostface, FaceTime, scarred and grim. I noticed you skipped Manhattan, Sid. He's stalking Tatum at rehearsal night, but squeezes in a recap bite. You ran from Woodsboro, hid your face. Didn't help in that New York place. Sir, you're about to start a spree. Why is this your priority? Hannah's down and Aaron's gone. Police lights flicker till the dawn, and Gail arrives like breaking news. Sid about the city you didn't choose. Safe room lock, attic creak. Ghostface playing hide and seek. Mark gets tossed down the stairs, but someone still compares. At least this isn't New York again. We know fate, Ben. New York, New York. Sidney Prescott was not in New York. Did you know that she wasn't there? We'll say it again, even if you just don't care. New York, New York. Ghostface killed a bunch of people in New York. But in case you didn't know, Sidney Prescott wasn't there. She was sitting around in her easy chair, far away from New York, just to make sure you understand. Sidney saw Ghostface killing and did not raise her hand. Sidney Prescott was not in New York. Tavern meet-up, friend group chat. Your mom bailed on NYC, imagine that. Deep fake laptop in the car. Even the software knows who you are. Mindy says in metatone, legacy leads who stands alone. But since your mom skipped New York's fight, you're the final girl tonight. Even the killers make it clear. Jessica sneers from ear to ear. When you disappeared, wouldn't report, didn't even show in New York. Marco rants with it flair. I built a stew, cause she wasn't there. A city bled, she stayed remote. Buddy, focus on the throat. Gail on TV. You weren't in New York. Stu on the phone. You weren't in New York. Random cop. Ma'am, about New York. Barista customer, large latte like New York. Even the news crawl at the end. Sydney not present in NYC events. We promise film, we comprehend. New York, New York, let's carve it into the courthouse board. Sidney Prescott was not in New York. script supports more than knives and sequel retorts. It's out in bold, all caps. Report. Sidney Prescott.